If you have ever seen a giant largemouth bass locked on a bed, your heart is just pounding, your rod is shaking, and you know that one wrong move could end it all. This video is for you. Today we are breaking down the ultimate largemouth bass bed fishing during the spawn. What works, what doesn't work, and more importantly, how you turn those sightings into catches. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to Aquaholic Fishing, hello, my name is Randy. Welcome aboard. The bass spawn is finally upon us, guys, and that means one thing. The bass are shallow, they're visible, and they're extremely territorial. Bed fishing isn't just about seeing the fish. It's understanding the mood and behavior of the bass, knowing what baits to throw, knowing when to push, knowing when to pull back some, and we'll talk about all of those things and more on today's video. When the bass come up to spawn, it's all about defending and protecting their nest. The male comes in, uses his tail, uses his body, beats himself up a little bit, clears a nice stable area for the female to lay her eggs. When the female comes in to join, she lays her eggs, the male fertilizes the eggs, the female takes off, and guess what? The male gets to sit there and guard the eggs from the pesky bluegills, from the lizards, the newts, the salamanders, all the bait fish and everything coming in there to eat those little eggs and those little fry to get a nice easy meal. Reaction, precision, and irritating that bass. He's not down there eating or she's not down there eating because they're hungry. You've irritated them to a point that you put something on their nest or on their bed, made them mad. They're going to either pick it up and nibble it and move it, pick it up and eat that thing, chase it off the bed, whatever it can do in order to get that thing away from the eggs. The goal here really isn't to make the bass eat, it's to make them lose their patience, pick that thing up to where you have an opportunity to set that hook and potentially get your PB during the spawn. They'll nip at it, poke at it, throw it off the bed. This one just ate it. She just ate it. Got a hook in her. To me, if you're gonna pull them off their beds, that's perfectly fine. Just get them off as quickly as possible and get them released right back into their bedding area. Personal opinion. Thank you, darling, appreciate it. Have a great spawn, buddy. I know you're mad at me. Right there's the bed that she came off from. The male's not over here right now, just the female. A lot of people want to know where you find the beds. That's a great question. During the spawn, largemouth bass are looking for shallow protected water, hard bottoms like sand, gravel, and clay, and areas out of heavy current and or wind. And of course, sunlight and warmth really matters. Guys, one thing you really need to invest in is a really good pair of polarized sunglasses to where you can see down into that water column, see the structure, see the fish, see what you're looking for that sight casting. Knowing where they're at is really important. You're gonna cast past that bass, bring that bait in, lay it down on his bed, and just try to irritate the living crap out of that fish until he at least grabs it, moves it, or takes that entire bait inside of his mouth, allowing you to set the hook. If you're not seeing the fish, you'd really need to get some better sunglasses, or you might need to adjust your angle or fish out there when it's not in direct sunlight. Wait till the sun gets behind a cloud. A lot of times that'll present a really good opportunity for you to see those bass, see their beds, and see how everything is set up. Seeing how everything is set up is extremely important to know what angle you're gonna have to cast at, where you're bringing that up into the bed, because a lot of these beds are covered by that slimy algae, by a bunch of green vegetation, things like that that are going to potentially get you hooked up on something that's going to scare that bass or spook that bass, and it's going to take a while for them to circle back. Sometimes you'll get these bass, you'll catch them as soon as you throw it in there and on their bed. Depends on how aggressive they are and at what point of the spawn they're in. If they're just staging, they're going to come and go quite a bit. If the eggs are already there, they're going to stay locked onto that bed almost always. You got to think about what part of the spawn they're in, what stage of the spawn they're in, and that's going to tell you what bait you're going to use, what location, what angle, what type of timing you might need to have. Many times you can get a bass to jump onto that bait as soon as you put it on the bed. Other times you might be waiting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. You might not even get that bass to bite, but that's part of the challenge of bed fishing. There's actually a female sitting right there close to the bed. They're just staged up. They're not sitting on the beds. The beds have been made and they're just kind of sitting there hanging out. Another one you can see, the hard rock and pebbles. They probably just use the tail to swat that sand and dirt and all that good stuff away. So it's another bed there. They're all going to look a little different. There's a bite. That's a decent little tug right there. Let's see what it is. Little bass. Little bitty fella hanging out in there. Just a little fella. Thank you, little fella. Appreciate that bite. He's gone. What kind of baits do you want to use? When it comes to bed fishing, I believe that simple wins each and every time. You want something you can keep into the strike zone with the least amount of weight possible. Sometimes if you're not getting no action and you got real stained or tannic water, go with something with that little chartreuse tail. That can make all the difference on a little drop shot rig. Also, if you're hooking it wacky and you're not getting any action, maybe go to Texas rigged, or just nose hook him, you know, give it a different option to where the bass can decide. Quit being so darn stubborn. Keep it as simple as possible, guys. Ned heads, shaky heads, weedless Nico, a number 1 or a number 2 split shot drop shot hook is all you need. I like to use a craw, something I can easily keep pinned up on that bed. The Nico Helgamite is always money. There's no doubt about it. It's light, but guess what? They have a weighted version out now that works really, really good. A simple Ned rig or a poop bait, scat bait, something like that, always works good when you're bed fishing. The last time out, the robo worms were doing really good. And that pesky little lizard, salamander, or newt will always do good because that's one of the ones that is always after the bass's eggs first. The JDM baits, that raid craw, is producing really, really good on bed fishing for largemouth bass. And any type of a finesse worm or a trick worm works extremely well. Keep it simple, don't overthink it, lightweight, cast past the bed. Drag it in lightly and slowly, place it right at the edge, the far edge of the bed, and lightly bring that thing towards the center. You'll likely see the bass circle out, the male and or the female will circle out, get a look at it, potentially go nose down to it. A lot of times they will nudge it, pick it up and drop it, just kind of push it out of the way. If you irritate them enough, you're gonna know it because they're gonna bite that thing and turn and run with it. Right when that happens, set the hook. You could potentially have a PB right then and there. You want baits that can create a defensive reaction from the largemouth bass, can easily stay within the strike zone, and is simple for you to move around from one side of that bed to the other. You don't want big, heavy baits. You don't want something too small where the current's just gonna take it off and move it. You want something you can cast out, past the bed, bring it inside of that bed, lay it there, hit that butt of the rod a few times, and just get the reaction from that largemouth bass. Think craws, tube baits, creature baits, potentially small swim baits, anything that is compact and easy to keep in that strike zone. If you have highly pressured fish in clear waters, Think about more neutral or natural colors. If the water's stained up and real nasty, think about a little bit brighter colors, or maybe a tail or the sides of it a little bit brighter. Add a little chartreuse pin or a little orange pin into the mix. It'll give those bass a little bit more of a target if they're using that visual versus using that lateral line. You have to have more patience than the largemouth bass in this scenario. They're gonna nip it, they're gonna move it, they're gonna stare it down, they're gonna go nose down to it, they're gonna circle in, they're gonna circle out. You have to have more patience. That's the key. They're gonna flare up, they're gonna do all kinds of crazy stuff before they potentially grab that bait. Quick reminder, bed fishing comes with a little bit of responsibility. As soon as you catch that fish, get it out of the water, get that hook out, take a picture if you're gonna do that, get it right back into the water as close to the bed it was sitting on as possible, so you stress that fish out a whole lot less than you would otherwise. Be careful out there. Have fun out there. Enjoy the spawn. They're out there now. They're out there staging. They're out there getting on beds. It's going to be a beautiful time to be alive, potentially catch your PB, and I hope you do extremely well. Spawn season can be one of the most exciting bass fishing times of the year, folks, and when done right, it can be highly rewarding as well. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, hit the share button, leave a comment, or even subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Tight lines, guys.